Hello, very good morning, Genetu, Hayamont, Yezen. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How are you all? Fine?
Yeah, we are also fine. How
Good.
are you,
Good.
sir?
Must me too fine. Yeah. Just hold for a few more minutes. Let everyone join. Then I will start the session. Okay. Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you
Yeah. Just hold for one more minute. Let other also join. Then I will do the revision of last lecture. Then I will start with new topic. Okay. Just hold for 2 more minutes. 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah. Let's do the revision of last lecture. In our last lecture, we had started with architecture of 8085. In that one, we have seen this diagram. If you remember, yeah, this diagram we have seen, and we had discussed also in the last lecture. This diagram have mainly 6 parts are there, and question can also be asked in the common manner like explain or the discuss about architecture of 8085, or the question can also be asked in the individual manner also like discuss about ALU section you can say interrupt controller, serial IO, you can say register part and everything. So these are the total 6 parts are there, and out of this 6 parts, few parts also already we had discussed in the last lecture. Okay. So is there anyone have any kind of question till the part number? I think yeah, till this review question we have learned, right? So okay. So is there anyone have any kind of question in any of the block? Whatever we had discussed in the last lecture, interrupt controller, serial IO, instruction register, decoder, anyone? Vikas, Daniel, Assis, Lile, Sandesh. Is there any kind of question from your side?
No, sir.
Yeah. Anyone? Naol, Nahom, Ravi, Kancho? Okay.
All clear, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good. So this, as I discussed, this kind of question can be asked like discuss about 8085 register addressing mode. Okay, so let's share my screen, full screen. Yeah, so that it can be better for everyone. Yeah. The question which can be asked over here, that explain about 8085 register programming model. Okay, so for that one we have to discuss in the upcoming slide. So the answer for that one is register programming model is, you can say, set of the registers of processor which can be programmed and accessible to the user. So those are programmed by the user. For example, if I can do the changes in the value of any registers also, I can modify the content of any registers also. So this kind of modification I can do. I can transfer a value of one register to another register. I can also load a value in the register based upon the available address. So this kind of many tasks, many kind of manipulation that we can do depends upon our requirement. So in this one, it's, you can say, set of registers which can be programmed and accessible to the user. So as you are aware that in this one there are different types of registers are there, like accumulator, flag register. Accumulator, you can say it's 8-bit, and which have, you can say, all the process part, all the logical part that we can do. Flag register is one kind of indicator, like whether the value are same, equal, greater, whether the parity is there or not. Okay. Register, similar register BC is there. Register BC pair you can make. Register D and E pair, that also you can make. Register H and L. So all these registers are 8-bit register. Okay. Along with that one, there is one, you can say, stack pointer is also there. SP, that is what already we had discussed. A location on which actually program is going on, that is stack pointer. And the program counter is also there. Both are is of 16-bit. Both are is of 16-bit. Now all this part are doing the operation with this one. Operation like a storing or any other logical part. Okay. So what is the role of all this? So for say, for example, if I want to store any data in any value or any register, that will be done also over here. So if you look at the structure of the data bus, then this structure is bidirectional in the nature. This structure is bidirectional, means in both the manner, in both the aspect, you can transfer the data. Similarly, at here, one address bus is also there, which is also of 16-bit, or you can say 16 lines are there, which can identify that on which address we have to do some operation and everything that can be done. But one very important part is data bus is bidirectional. So it can provide the data, it can take the data also, because during the operation, during the execution, we have to transfer data in the both the direction. Okay, from memory to the register as well as from the register to the memory part. But what about here in this one? It is always from the unidirectional. It is always in the unidirectional. So it will only just give a command. It will only just give a command, and accordingly data is going to be flow. Okay, so that's why this is what considered over here, and this is called as register programming model. Register programming model. This is also very important question. As I said, it's 7-mark question. So as we had discussed, so one by one, all the points we are again discuss here. It has, you can say, general purpose 6 registers are there. Along with that one, there are some other blocks are also there. So that is what also we are going to discuss one by one, point by point. Okay. What the block consists of? Let me erase all the point. Yeah. So it has a, you can say, accumulator. Along with register, others are there. Which registers? Register B, C, D, E, H, and L. These 6 are the general purpose register. Along with that, one accumulator is also there. Accumulator. And one flag register is also there. Flag register represents the current status about the parity or any other kind of point. There are two 16-bit registers are there. Two 16-bit registers, which two are program counter and the stack pointer. Program counter, PC and SP. If you observe the last slide, it's also represent like this one. In short, nothing you have to explain additional. Whatever the thing is mentioned in the diagram, you have to explain just that point, not more than that any other point. Okay, so that is what you have to explain. As I say, like there are 6 general purpose register B, C, D, E, H, L. So if I make a pair, because all these are the 8-bit, if I consider the individual, they all are of the 8-bit. But if I combine the pair, then it will become a 16-bit operation. It will work as a 16-bit registers. So how the pair we can do? We can consider the pair only in the horizontal manner. We can take the pair only in the horizontal. So you can say B is making pair with C, D is making pair with E, H is making pair with L. Okay, so horizontal we have to consider. So the pair are written here is BC, DE, and HL. Please remember one thing, that if we want 16-bit operation, then and then we are making a pair. Otherwise, we will not make any kind of pair. Otherwise, already it's available for 6-bit, so we can work with that. Why this kind of registers are required? So the programmer can use this register to store or copy data into the register by using the data copy instruction. So you can say move is also one kind of data copy instruction, right? So that you can use for this one. Okay. So this is what going to work over here. So is it clear to everyone? Yeah. Is it clear? Sunny, Rohit, MD Hassan, Genetu, Ashish, Ahmad, Aya, Vikas.
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Means I have to understand no or yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. No, you cannot make a pair like BD and CE like this one. No, it's a concrete rule. It's fixed rule. You have to compulsory make a pair with B with C, D with E, and H with L. Okay, you cannot change the pattern. Okay. Now, why these 16-bit registers are used? They are basically used for the hold the memory address. So the address on which we have to do different operation, that is what going to possible using that one. Okay. What is program counter? As we had discussed here, as we have represented here, yeah. Program counter and stack pointer. What is role of the program counter and stack pointer? So program counter will sequencing the execution of program, and program counter is in the point, or you can say hold, to the memory address which is the next byte to be fetched. So in short, pattern of the execution, whatever we are writing in the simulator or in the kit part. So the whatever the sequence we have to follow, that will be work upon based upon this one. For example, if I write down line 1 available on the address 0000. Let's say for that one it required 4 address. So I can say 0000 to the 0003. Now what about second line? Second line will definitely start with the location 0004. So only just initial 4 address are reserved for the first operation. For the second operation, it must be from 0004. In short, it will make an arrangement in such a manner so that all the execution will be done line by line. Will be done step by step. That is what main requirement. You cannot consider that I don't want to use initial 3 line and then I'll start with 4 line. No, you cannot do it. So how processor will understand it? How processor will manage this part? So managing part will be handled by the program counter. It also have idea that, for example, current program is running on line 0010. Then the next line will be 0011. So in short, all the management related to the memory address part and from where the next data we have to fetch. So this kind of all the arrangement will be done in the program counter. Okay. So when a byte, or you can say machine code, is being fetched, the program counter is incremented by 1 point to the next memory location, because you cannot store all the data on one location. If you will do this thing, then what happen? Our data is overlapped, and due to the overlapping, our information will be lost. So we cannot take a risk of lose the data. So that's why whatever the execution will be done will be step by step, so that there will be not any other kind of issues are there. Okay. These are the 16-bit registers are used to hold the memory address, like stack pointer. So earlier we have understood about program counter. Please make sure you remember the functioning of program counter and the stack pointer, because sometimes students are confused that what is PC and what is SP, program counter and stack pointer. So don't be confused. Just try to make it clear. What stack pointer will do? It is, you can say, point a memory location in a read-write memory called as stack. So we have to do the operation from where we have to start the execution will be defined by the stack pointer. Is it clear to all, everyone? Stack pointer and program counter. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
I think some network issue is there. Okay, Salam, Suman, Rahim, is it clear?
Sir.
Theodros, yeah. Now the next question which can be possible is about bus structure of 8085. Next question which can be possible, and that is about bus structure of 8085. This is also a question is of around 4 to 5 marks that you need to remember. Okay. How the bus structure is there? Bus structure in this one, same diagram. We have a total 16-bit address bus. Let me use a pointer. Yeah. So address bus is available here, A0 to A15. So total 16 because it start with A0. And how many data lines we have? We have 8 data lines. So it's D0 to D7. Okay. So upper one is data bus, lower one is data bus. Along with that one control bus is also there for the different types of controlling actions. Now using the memory part, we have some input output device, we have some output device as well. So in this one, whenever we will want to give some input, whenever we have to provide some input to the device, after that one, just hold for a minute. Yeah. Yeah, few questions are there in the assignment one. I know that part, but this is what actually helpful to you also, right? Is it okay? Yeah, and some questions are based upon the last lecture as well as current one also. Okay, because I cannot say like one question, one assignment like this one. So assignment is always made by the combination of different questions. Okay. So as I said, like for the input, we have to give some input command with the keyboard or like this one. You can consider any of the other device also. Once we will give some command, based upon that some appropriate actions will be taken and it goes to the output device. Will goes to the output device. So what are the output device are there? Output device are the display and the printers. Output device are like a display and the printer. So it is output side. During the execution, our address line is continuously in the loop with the memory part. So in the memory part, we will provide data to the inside of that one. Along with that one, our address lines also keep in the touch with the input and the output device because we have to identify a address of input and output peripherals. For example, if I connect a USB in my laptop, so there are, let's say if there are 4 ports are there. So on which port I have connected the device, that also I need to identify. I need to work upon that one. Okay. So it must be specific in the nature. So address bus will be targeted there. Using the data bus, whatever the data we want to provide on memory part, like I want to provide double A data on the register B part. So I have to inform to the memory part, and on the memory part, whatever the registers we have mapped, that register is targeted to that particular task. Similarly, as we have discussed, like input device is just provide a command because it's inside of that one. So arrow towards data bus is always be inside. It's moving towards it. What about output device? The data that we want to give to the device. Like if I want to display anything on the screen, if I want to display anything on the screen, what we have to give? We have to provide an output side device. Okay, so its arrow is moving in the output side. During the execution of the program, from the control bus, control action need to be required. For example, in between, if some interrupt comes, then what we have to do? In the execution of the program, if we want to divert the program, if we want to use certain loop path, if this condition happen, then that thing we have to do. So this kind of control mechanism is required for the different types of execution. So that is what mentioned over that control bus. It also keep in the touch with the input device. Why it's required? Because sometimes if some problems rise up with input device, we have to block the operations as well. So entire mechanism is going to manage by the processor itself. Okay, you cannot consider like I connect this kind of data to my processor, so that processor is not doing anything, the data will do the changes as per requirement. So who will take the decision? Who will control all the decision? Processor or device, input device? Who will manage all the part? Input device or processor itself? Anyone? Rahim, Rohit?
Processor.
Yeah, processor is going to manage all the parts, okay? So that's why arrow is in the outside of the control bus to the input device. Similarly, we have to also control the output device also. So control bus is also one of the very important part, and accordingly we will take the different types of actions. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Come on, Mahima, Matthews, Lile, Kancho. Is it clear to everyone? Tilahu, Yazan, Yohanis. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the question is, and all this one, as I say, like I'm doing the connection. I'm doing one connection here, here, and everywhere. So what is actually it's all about? So actually it's one kind of arrangement of the different types of buses. Arrangement of the buses. So what are the bus? So bus, you can say it's a group of wire like copper tracks and this kind of things. It's a group. Group means it's one kind of bunching. Okay. For example, if I say I make a bunch of 10 wire, it's make a bus. So in general word, we can say it's wire, but actually they are made by a conducting material. So that is track or copper tracks. They are going to use to carry the information between the processor and the main memory input output. So this is how they are going to manage the part. If I want to connect a memory part with input devices, what I need to do? Can I say directly? Can I say virtually the data is moving? No, I cannot say. For that one, I require one medium using which the data is going to be propagated, and that's why this is how this thing is going to be. Okay. Each wire is going to carry a 1-bit data. So if I want to use 8-bit data, then how many wires are required? If I want to transfer 8-bit data, yeah, 8 wires are required. If I want a 16-bit data transmission, then 16 wires are required, right? Yeah, perfect. So as we discussed, there are 3 separate buses are there, 3 separate buses to perform the operations. Like address bus, data bus, and the control bus. Address bus, data bus, and the control bus. So address buses are of 16-bit. So they are available in the range of A0 to A15. So it's this lecture is somewhat a revision of the first chapter also. Okay, because all the things are you can say linked with each other. So those have actually missed initial lecture, they can even understood by this particular session. Okay, so somewhat you can say it's a revision of our chapter number 1. So as I say, like it's 16 bits, so it's available in the range of A0 to A15. If I consider in the raised to 2 raised to 4 means 16, so numbers are available in the range of 00000 to FFFF. Okay, so 4 number I have considered because it's I say 2 raised to 4, it will be 16, right? 2 into 2 means 4, 4 into 2 means 8, 8 into 2 means 16. So this is how we can consider the 16 address line, 16 bit line. Okay. These all the address bus are obviously unidirectional in the nature, and the informations are flow out to the processor and into the memory or different types of peripheral. So informations are also going to always be flowing like this one. When the 8085 want to access a peripheral or a memory part, it places the 16-bit address on the address bus and then send the appropriate control signals. So when it is data we want to transfer of 8085 to the peripheral, we have to consider a help of address bus, and then it will send data to the as per the available control signals. Okay. Second line that we have is data bus. Data bus are available in the range of D0 to D7. Data bus are available in the range of D0 to D7, right? So it is always be like a bidirectional in the nature. what it will do, what data bus will do, it will flow the data on both the way. You have to simply explain this diagram, okay? Data bus, so it's flowing like this one, towards it's an hour. So if you remember this diagram, then rest of parts are very easy for you, because you have to just explain it. You have to just elaborate the concepts, whatever you have learned. So it's my request to everyone that whatever the question, some diagrams are there, always look at first, whatever the diagram is. If you know the diagram, if you remember the diagram, then and then you can write down anything. Okay. So always try to draw a diagram 2 to 3 times, and based upon that one, concepts that you have to just represent, nothing else. Everything is very easy, but for that one you have to remember the diagram. Because at here I'm explaining the same stuff, whatever we have written or mentioned in the diagram. Like it's bidirectional because arrow is look like this one here and there. So you can say it's bidirectional. So you can say it's information is going to flow on both the ways between the processor and the memory part. 8085 also use the data bus to transfer the binary information, because we are transfer the binary data only, because processor will understood that one. So it's binary data. Since the data bus has a 8-bit only, then the 8085 can manipulate the data of 8-bit at a one time only, because there are some 8-bit data bus is only there. If data bus is 8, so we can transfer only up to 8. Okay, so it is moving with the full capacity. What about control bus? Control bus is a comprised of the various single lines that can carry the synchronization signals. It also provides a timing signal, like we have seen the timing diagram and everything. So this is how they are going to be worked out. Okay. Okay, this is what already covered. This code is already covered. Now, okay, this is already this slide is up. Previous slide is already covered. Okay, because like in this one, it's written like there are 40 pins are there. We can give some external interrupt also. Registers are available. DC, DE, HS. So general features are written here. Okay, so if question asks like what are the features of 8085 features, then you have to write down this one. Let me explain it so that it's like revision also for you. Okay. So I'll again explain the feature part so that you can get better idea. So it's 8-bit processor. It has a 16-bit address lines, and which can address up to the 2⁻16, means up to 64 kilobyte of the memory. Address bytes are 16, so they are available in the range of A0 to A15. Similarly, we have a data line also, but this data line is of 8-bit. So they are available in the range of AD0 to AD7. And the data bus that are available also in the 8 lines, they are in the range of D0 to D7. From the structure point of view, from the hardware point of view, it's, you can say 40 pins are there. So it's, you can say 40 pin DIP, means dual inline package is there. Structure, physical structure. It can also support interrupt from the external side. So external interrupt request is going to grant. What are the registers available? There are total 8-bit general purpose registers are there. General purpose like B, C, D, E, H, L. So question can also be asked in one line about all these points. In this one, there are 12 questions, so 12 MCQ can possible based upon this one. There are 12 MCQ can be possible based upon this one. In this one, some 16-bit registers are also there. Which are the 16-bit? You can say program counter and stack pointer. On which frequency it's work, 8085, you can say it's work on the 3 megahertz. And how much power required? It work with the plus 5 volt power supply. Who has developed the 8085? The Intel have developed that one. Using which technology it was developed? Using the NMOS technology. N-type, full form of NMOS is N-type metal oxide semiconductor. So you have not to study in the detail part, because it's deal with the VLSI technology and everything stuff. Okay, so that part no need for you to remember to understand. It generates a 8-bit IO address, and so 8-bit input output it can support, and up to the maximum capacity of 256 input output. So all these are the features of 8085. Everyone got the point? Anmol, Aya, Ahmad, Asis, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is it clear? Yes or no? Mohammad, Sekhar, Ilahu, Yazan.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What are the functions of that one? There are three functions. Like microprocessor is going to initiate the operation. Some internal operations are also there, and some peripherals are also there. Okay, and all these are the external initiated operation. External initiated operations are there. Okay. So question can also ask like, what are the three functions or operations of processor? You can say some initiated operation, some internal operations, some peripheral operations are there. Okay. And this kind of question can also be asked in the 4 mark. List out the 4 operations that are commonly used by the processor. Let's discuss about all the operations one by one. What are the microprocessor initiated operations? Like memory read, microprocessor read data or the instruction from the memory part. Microprocessor read the data or the instruction from the memory part. What is memory write part? Microprocessor write the data or instruction into the memory. Please don't make a mistake. It's just like reading, and this is like a writing. Upper one is like reading, lower one is writing. So in the read part, what it will do? It will read data from instruction from memory. So from memory, it will just get the idea. It will just doing a reading part. In the write part, the data of memory will be changed, will be modified. Okay, so it's memory write. What is IO read? IO means input output read. So microprocessor will accept the data from the input device, and IO write means microprocessor will send data to the output device. Okay, name we have written IO, but you have to consider for reading only input. Can you read output device? We have to provide a data to them. Okay, so it's always like a writing. So in this one IO write, microprocessor will send data to the output device. Okay, so in this one the question asks like, what are the microprocessor initiated operations? Microprocessor initiated operations. So this kind of 4 operations are there. Okay, memory read, memory write, IO read, IO write. Communication process between the microprocessor and the peripheral devices are consist of the following 3 steps. First step is always identify the memory locations, or you can say peripheral, whatever we want to communicate. Second thing, after the identification, what we have to do? We have to provide a proper timing signal, because we have to complete the operation. Like for the opcode, generally we are using the 4 timing cycles, so we have to complete the process within 4 cycles. Then after, for the memory read, it's generally done in the 3 cycle. So it's not like done like randomly in the nature. You cannot say like, for this one let's take one more cycle, there is no issue. No, you cannot consider this situation, because every process have their specific significance. If one timing cycle is changed, then entire processor will be disturbed. So you cannot consider this kind of risk. So it provides a right timing signal. It is also going to transfer the, or you can say read or write, to the binary information. Okay, so this kind of steps are going to initiated during the different types of operations. Okay, is there any kind of question till this point? Anyone? By anyone? Is there any kind of question by any student? Is there any kind of question by anyone? Okay. So let me share one more thing. Okay, good. Yeah, so let me, as our next topic is even lengthy, so I'm not going to cover right now, but I would like to discuss one more point to everyone. Okay, so let me do the discussion about that point and let me open the portal. Yeah. Till the homework 3, majority of you have done, but still the homework 5th and 6th is pending. Hello, Gloria, are you there? Ebisa, homework 5th is pending. Tilahu, hello Tilahu.
Yes, sir.
Why your homework is pending here for 5th and 6th?
Yes, sir. I missed homework for. Can you open for me?
I have already opened here. It's open till this Saturday.
Okay, okay, ma. Okay, sir.
Have you checked it or not? You have not checked it, right?
Yeah,
So
I will
you,
submit today.
yeah, please check it. I cannot.
Okay, sir.
At least you can take a time for the reviewing. फोन करो हमारा 5 मिनट. Similarly, 131. Who is 3131? 31. Who is roll number 31? Mohammad Imran. Imran is there? Hello, Mohammad Imran. Are you there? I can see you in the chat box. You are in the class list. You are there. Mohammad Imran, unmute yourself. I can pro. Hello, yes, Mohammad. You have to change. You have to update all this part. Tip 6 and 7 is pending. Your experiment 3 is also pending. So if it's done, I think homeworks are already done with everyone. Okay, so please do it. Nawal, hello Nawal.
Yes, sir.
Why it's pending, dear?
I've already done. I'll submit today, sir.
Do it,
I'll
okay.
finish everything and submit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
sir.
Then Sudarshan Paul, Sudarshan. Yes. Then Subham Agari, 152. Subham Agari is there. Who is friend of Subham? Sunny, are you friend of Subham?
Yes, sir.
So at where he is? Why he is not submitting?
I don't know, sir. I think he is at home.
You just inform them, okay?
Okay, sir.
Ravi, hello Ravi Pathak.
Yes, sir. I will do in time. At least previously, since 1 week, I have some health issues there, so I didn't.
Please
but
do
I
it,
will do
please,
in time.
because majority of thing is pending. Okay, please
Yes,
do it.
sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. I'll
163
upload by
Sundays.
today.
I will do in time.
You have to also change your name as per this format. I have many times instructed, but still you are not doing the same stuff. Simply click on your profile
sir.
and change your name. Keep it like this one, number, then name. Do it, everyone. Please do it accordingly as per my
Sir, there
instruction.
is no 1, 2, 3.
170, you have,
Sir, there is no 1, 2, 3 in this.
yeah. No, experiment is also there. Actually, it's arranged in the different manner. That's why.
No, sir, I'm saying
Assignments are here.
I'm saying enrollment 3, 1, 2, 3, sir.
No. There are different students are there. They are not sequentially arranged. That's why.
Can you check off my, sir?
Okay. All the students. What is your number? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there was. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
this
Mohammed, you are there. Your homework 5th is pending, 7th is pending. Okay, please do it.
one. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So it's my request to everyone that if you have missed anything, still the portal is open till the, I think majority up to this Saturday. But don't request me after Saturday, because this is third or fourth time I have opened it. Okay, so if you will do a same request again and again, then I don't think so it's look good, right? This is what your portal is look like. So what you have to do, simply go to like all these tasks are there. If you open your canvas, this kind of tasks are showing to you. Just verify which task is pending from your side. Last one is material section. These all are the experiment section, and these are the homework in the assignment section. Just check it out. Dates are also mentioned here. Dates are also mentioned here. It's open till 18th. I have opened all the things till 18th. If anyone have missed a previous one, I have again opened it for the 18th only. An experiment for up to the 21st. Okay. So don't worry about experiment 4 right now, but rest of thing you can complete it. Whatever thing is showing over here, you click on the grade section. Whatever thing is mentioned here, that you have to do. For example, at here, I will just open a just student view only. Like whatever thing is showing here, all the things are graded, are required to grade. So make sure everyone please do it without fail. Is there any question by anyone? Is there any kind of question by any student? Anyone, any kind of question? So I'm again repeat that all the stops are open till the 18th. Still you have 3 days time. If anything is pending, please do it. Okay, because the marks are going to consider in CSE component as well as term work component. So if you will miss it, then definitely what I have to do, I can give you the multiple chance, but not more than that. Okay, ultimately you have to submit it, and it's just a matter of and it's not like I have given on one day. From last 1 month I am providing. Okay, so it's gradual practice, and this practice is definitely 110% helpful for you during exam time. Okay, is there any question? I have also uploaded all the materials here. PPT are here. Reference paper, question bank is also there. Ebook is also there. But now you have to be active. Don't be passive. Otherwise, always it's like one kind of confusion. Okay, so now meanwhile, everyone please write down the summary in the chat box, and then after you may leave. Meanwhile, I'm taking your attendance, so please be focused. Sajid, 94. Yeah, 94, 97, 103, 117,
103, sir.
117,
Present, sir.
119, 120,
sir.
123,
Yes, sir.
119, sir.
123.
124,
Yes.
126,
Present, sir.
127,
Yes, sir.
120, 131, 132,
Yes, sir.
137, 142,
Yes, sir.
152, 153,
Sir, 131.
153, 154, 156,
Yes, sir. 154, sir.
150,
4.
yeah, 156, 157, 158, 159, 162, Ravi, 163, Sandesh,
Present, sir, Sandesh.
Sir, 157. Actually, I just missed it.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
158, 159,
So one.
159, 162, 163,
Present, sir, 163.
164,
164. Neeraj Giri present.
166,
Present, sir. Anmol Aran.
167, 168, 169, 170,
Yes, sir.
171, 172,
Yes, sir.
173, 174,
Yes, sir.
173. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 175.
yeah,
173,
176,
sir.
176.
yeah, 176,
Yes, sir.
179, 180, 181, 182, 183, 185, 186, 187, 188,
Present, sir.
189, 190, 191,
Present, sir.
192,
192 present, sir.
193,
Present.
194, 195,
195, sir.
196, 197, 198, 199, 200,
195, sir.
200, 201,
3197, sir.
202, 204,
Present, sir.
Sir, yes, sir. 201, sir. 201.
yeah, 204,
204, sir.
207,
Present.
207,
20.
yeah, 208, 210,
210 present, sir.
212, 213, 214. Yeah, is there anyone remaining?
97, sir. 152 remaining, sir.
159, sir.
One by one.
97.
1,
159, sir.
97. 152.
159, sir.
yeah. Anyone else?
Sir.
156 also present.
156.
3214.
Yes, sir.
3214, sir.
3214, I have marked. Then who is remaining?
3197.
3197. Yeah.
198.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Anyone else remaining? Otherwise, write down your.
156
Yeah.
is done, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
156
Write
is
down.
done.
Write down in chat box. I'm unable to hear you. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my name on canvas is in the format, but you are saying it's not on the format. I'm seeing that it's on the format, like enrollment number underscore name.
Okay. I will check it during our lab session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
198.
198. Yeah. Okay. Done. So after writing your number and name in summary in the chat box, you may leave.